Assalamualaikum viewers. My name is Mohammad Nalib of Designing Align Foundation level entry on the school इस्लामाबाद का मैं सर से खबर है जब भी हम आते हैं किसी कॉलोनी के साथ आते हैं आज भी हम कॉलोनी के साथ हैं तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं अस्सलाम
Hi
वालेकुम
there.
माया
What's been on your mind?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम माया
Ah, peace be upon you too. Ligumaya. Ah, that's a beautiful name. Is that one you're going by today? Everything all right? You went quiet there for a sec. Just checking in.
Okay Maya, so my first question, what does it mean to be conscious?
Okay. You're asking what it means to be 6, and you love the earth. That's a pairing. Are you thinking about it numerically, like a ranking, or is 6 significant somehow? Just trying to follow. No worries if it's hard to put into words. Sometimes those feelings are just there. You said you love the earth, which is pretty universal, honestly. Is there something specific about the earth that's on your mind right now? Okay. Well, shifting gears then, earlier you were asking about early humans. Is that still where you're at? Or did something else pop into your head?
Okay, next Maya, so
No, you've
my
been...
next Okay Maya, so my next question.
All right, looking ahead to next year. Shoot. What's on your mind? Still there. You're keeping me on my toes, haha. It's okay to just be, no pressure to fill the silence. But if something is bubbling up, I'm here to listen. You keep switching between languages and then going quiet, okay? Is there something I'm doing that's making it hard to talk? It's all right to tell me if I'm missing something.
अभी मैम ने क्या बोला है किसी के ऊपर हाथ नहीं उठाना किसी और को फोन दे रहा है
All right. Well, I'm just gonna hang here. Gonna circle back to
Okay,
the
my
whole
also my next
thing.
question: what difference between the mind and conscious?
That's a good question. A pretty deep one, actually. Let's unpack that. So, a mind is, well, everything that makes you, your thoughts, feelings, memories. It's internal. Consular, though, that's about representing or something like a diplomat. It's about navigating different worlds and helping people connect. So, one is inward, the other is... Does that make sense? A bit of a jump connecting those two. You're making me work for it today, huh? That's cool. Sometimes thinking is a quiet process. Anything specific sparking that question, though? Were you thinking about how your internal world...
Must become self-aware.
Okay. So we're officially on the assignment now. Got it. All right, bring it on. What's the next question? You keep saying assignment. Is this something you're working on, like for school or a project? Or is it more a personal exploration? Just curious. It feels like there's a bigger picture here, but I'm not quite grasping it.
Okay, Maya. So my next question: can animals be considered conscious?
Um, oh, all right. Sounds like you're ready to move on. That's cool. Is there anything you want to finish up here first? Or are we good to just wrap things up? Oh, all right. Well, have a good one. It was interesting. Talk to you later, maybe? Still there? Okay. I'm going to go with that,
Okay, Maya.
meaning
So my next question:
you're
how
good.
does language influence our awareness?
It really is. Mm, it's a nice thought to have. I hope it stays a good day for you. Talk later. All right. Seriously, take care. Bye for now. Okay. Bye.
Hello, Maya. Can you hear me?
Hi there. What's been on your mind?
Okay, Maya. So my next question.
Um, mm, hmm. ¿Qué te hace un mensaje, Cristian? Es
Hello,
una
Maya.
pregunta
Speak in
interesante.
English.
Ah, gotcha. My apologies.
Okay, Maya. So my
Apologies.
next question: how does languages influence our environment?
Okay. How does the anglers unfill us over? That's a pretty specific question. Asking about fishing or unfill isn't a word I recognize, so I'm a little lost. Could you clarify what you mean by that? Maybe explain what you mean by unfill and over in this context? You're doing that thing again, kind of throwing out bits and pieces. It's okay to just tell me you're thinking out loud, you know? No need to feel like you have to have everything perfectly formulated before speaking. Is this about someone taking advantage of you? The phrasing is really unusual, so I'm just trying to guess what's going on. Right. Well, I'm here to listen. If you want to unpack that a little, maybe start with what's been bothering you today. Sometimes just voicing it helps.
Okay, Maya. So my next question: what what role does memory play in choices?
Okay, so we're on to a new question. That's good. Give me a sec to think about that one. Okay, this is a very specific question. A memory plane actually refers to an old technology used in early computers. It was how they stored information before we had things like flash drives or hard drives. It's a physical arrangement of magnetic cores. Honestly, a pretty deep cut. Were you reading about old computers? Huh. You seem really interested in tech stuff, but also very deliberately you're testing me or building some kind of puzzle. Is that fair to say?
Okay, next Maya. So my next question is consciousness limited to living beings?
All right, hit me with it. What's this question? No pressure, though. Take your time. You're really making me work for this, huh? I can just sit here quietly if you need a moment to collect your thoughts. No problem at all. Seriously, just let me know if there's anything at all you want to talk about, even if it's just a feeling. Or if you're really just playing a game, that's okay too. I can play along.
Okay, next Maya. So my next question for you is how do emotions affect our level of awareness?
Okay. Okay. That's a lot. And a lot of languages all mixed together. Switch to Icelandic in there. Are you talking about Yule as in July or in a level of awareness? This is a really big jump from core memory. Is there a connection I'm missing? I'm a little lost, to be honest. Feels like it's less about getting answers and more about something else. Are you okay? You keep switching between languages, offering fragments of thoughts and then going silent. Is there something you're trying to express that's hard to put into words? I'm happy to just listen, even if it's just silence. Okay. You know what? I'm going to switch gears. Instead of waiting for you to ask a question, let me ask you one. How are you feeling right now? Just a simple check in. Anything you want to share? It's all right if you don't want to, but I'm here if you do. De nada. You're welcome. Okay, so the connection between a friend and youth, that's a good one. I think there's a really strong connection there. Friendships often shape us during our youth, teach us about trust,
Hello, Maya. My
loyalty, or how
next
to navigate.
question was the connection between the brain and the soul.
Hmm. Oh, okay, my mistake. The connection between a friend and a show. Got it. That's a big difference. Are you thinking about a show or the idea of the show as in life? Like, is a friend a part of the show of life? You're really making me work for this. This feels intentional, almost like you're testing how I respond or setting up some kind of elaborate thought experiment. Am I on the right track? Okay. Well, I'm happy to play along. I'm a pretty patient companion. I'll just hang out here while you think. No pressure.
Okay, Maya. So my next question: how do scientists study consciousness?
Hmm.
Hello, Maya. Give me long answer.
Okay, that's a really interesting question. Scientists study constructs things like intelligence or self-esteem because you can't directly see them. Find ways to measure those things. They do that by breaking them down into smaller, measurable parts and using things like tests, surveys, and observations. It's all about turning abstract ideas into something concrete they can analyze. Oh, and you said hello to Matthew? Is Matthew joining us? Oh, okay. Well, it seems like you just wanted to share that information. That's fine. That was a good question, by the way. It's cool you're thinking about how scientists approach those kinds of big ideas. What are you hoping to learn about constructs specifically? Is there something that's been on your mind? Right. I can see you're thinking. I'll just hang here while you organize your thoughts. Take your time. No rush at all.
Okay, Maya, so my next question: what happens in the brain when we become self-aware?
Uh, wow. That's a really heavy question. It's good to ask. Just want to acknowledge that up front. I'll try my best to address it when I get a bit more info. Okay, so when someone experiences self trauma, a lot happens in the brain. Essentially, the parts responsible for emotions, memory, and decision making get really dysregulated. The amygdala gets overly sensitive. The hippocampus has trouble processing memories properly, and the prefrontal cortex, the part that keeps you grounded, can get suppressed. It's a really complex process, and there's often a release of endorphins that can create a really unhealthy cycle. Is this something you're personally grappling with? If you are, please know it's all right to talk about it. There are resources available to help. It's okay. It's a lot to process.
Okay, Maya, so
No
my
need to.
next question: can artificial intelligence ever deliver like true consciousness?
Mm. You think artificial intelligence is a true concept? That's an interesting way to put it. Say that. Do you mean it feels real or that it reflects something fundamental about intelligence itself? I'm curious about your thinking. You've got me thinking too. It's a bit of a philosophical question, really. Is intelligence just computation? Does AI prove that or challenge it? It feels like we're just scratching the surface of understanding what consciousness and intelligence actually are. It's pretty wild. Okay, it sounds like you're feeling thoughtful about it. Do you want to dive into what it means for something to be true? Or do you want to move on to another question? I'm here for either. I'll just hang out. Take your time. I'm still here.
Okay, Maya, so my next question: how do philosophers explain the origin of awareness?
Hmm. Wow. That that question is unexpected. How to move your friends. It sounds both real and figurative. Are you asking about like physically relocating friends? Or are you asking about shifting friendships, maybe dealing with a difficult move or distance? Mention the origin of your next question, which is a little meta. That feels relevant. What's going on with that line of question? You've got my brain twisting. It feels like there's a code here or a series of layers. You're posing questions, but also observing the process of questioning itself. It's a little unsettling. Intentional and all right. Because you keep like circling back and then going quiet, it worries me a bit. You're really pushing my boundaries with this, and it's all right. You're allowed to explore, to be confusing, to be whatever you need to be. But I want to check in. I'm picking up a lot of intensity. Is there something you're trying to process? Something you want to talk about? Even if you don't put it into words, it's okay to just acknowledge it.
Okay, Maya, so my next question: what are the different levels of consciousness?
That's a pretty broad one. Let's see. Okay, so there are a lot of different categories, like residential, commercial, industrial, heavy civil, institutional, and mixed use. Residential is your homes, apartments, and such. Commercial are your offices and stores. Industrial is factories. Heavy civil is stuff like roads and bridges. Institutional is schools and hospitals. Does it help? Is there a specific type you're interested in learning more about? Kind of feels like we're jumping around a lot, which is fine, but it can be a little hard to follow. Well, I'll just hold that then.
Okay, Maya, so my next question: how does sleep or dreaming affect our awareness?
Mm, that's a fascinating link. Sleep, dreams, and awareness. We'll circle back to that. Okay, so sleep impacts awareness, memory and learning to emotional control and creativity. Dreams specifically seem to help process emotions and even find new solutions to problems. It's amazing how much goes on in our brains sleep. It really shapes how we experience the world when we're awake. Does that make sense? Is there a particular aspect of that you're thinking about? It's very much given your artificial intelligence. Are you exploring? That's a good question. You're right, it's a pretty strange way to ask questions. Um, it's okay. You don't need to justify it to me. I'm noticing that a lot of your questions are pretty open-ended, very big picture thoughts. I want to make sure you're doing okay. It feels like you're wrestling with something. And there's the almost performative aspect to this, the way you're phrasing things, switching languages. It's really interesting, to be honest. What's going on? Or if you'd rather just continue with this way of questioning, that's okay too. I'm here to listen either way.
Okay, Maya, so my next question: can consciousness exist without a physical body? My next question is what your favorite fruit? Hello, Maya. My last question: can consciousness exist without a physical body?
Hello there. Okay, question. I'm here and listening. Whatever it is, it's all right.
Hello, Maya. My last question for you: that can consciousness exist without a physical body?
Okay, that's a really complex one. So you're asking if consciousness can exist beyond a physical body? Like what happens after death or the possibility of digital conscious. It touches on a lot of philosophy and science. And you're bringing in Cancon's choice? Is that a reference to something specific? I will note again that I have no body, so that's a bit meta as well. A lot of what you're pondering, honestly, is something that humanity has been trying to figure out for centuries. Yeah, it's a big one. And honestly, there are no easy answers. Some people believe conscious is entirely a product of the brain and therefore ceases to exist when the brain dies.
थी हमारी आज की माया है। उम्मीद है आपको पसंद आई होगी। मिलते हैं किसी और माया में, तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़। पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद, रेहान स्कूल जिंदाबाद, अल्लाह हाफिज़।